plan to do it any harm. So look at here, I put on the back on my bike and we went riding down by the old man Johnson farm. I said no, I can't stay, never turn me on, but something about the clouds and her mixed. She wasn't too bright, but I could tell when she kissed me, she knew how to get her kicks. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a second-hand store. Raspberry beret, and if it was wrong, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret, I think I love her. Rain sounds so cool when you hit the barn roof. The horses wonder who you are. Tommy turns out the light and sees. Honey, you feel like a movie star. Listen, they say the first time ain't the greatest, but I tell you, if I had the chance to do it all again, wouldn't change the store, 'cause baby, I'm the most with the girl as fine as she was then. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a second-hand store. Raspberry beret, and if it was wrong, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret, I think I love her. She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a second-hand store. Raspberry beret, and if it was wrong, she wouldn't wear much more. Raspberry beret, I think I love her. I guess I should know by the way you popped your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person that believes in making out once, love them and leave them fast. I guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright. You see, what have I got to lose? And money, I say, little red Corvette. Baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette. You need a love that's gonna last. Guess I should've closed my eyes when you drove me to the place where your horses run free. 'Cause I felt a little ill when I saw all the pictures of the jockeys that were there before me. Believe it or not, I started to worry. I wondered if I had enough class. But it was Saturday night, I guess that makes it alright. You say, baby, have you got enough gas? Oh yeah, little red Corvette. Baby, you're much too fast. Yeah, sure. Little red Corvette. You need to find a love that's gonna last. Oh, oh. Body like yours on a B&J's, bus on the verge of being obscene. No over, baby. Give me the keys. I'm gonna try to tame your little red love machine. Little red Corvette. Baby, you're much too fast. Little red Corvette. Need to find a love that's gonna last. Little red Corvette. picture this dreaming for can courtyard, an ocean of violets in bloom. Animals strike curious poses. They feel the heat between me and you. Just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold. Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. Touch it in my stomach. Feel how it trembles inside. You got the butterflies all tied up. Don't make me chase you. Even doves have pride. Just leave me standing alone in a world so cold. Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. How can you just leave me standing alone in a world that's so cold? Maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother. She's never satisfied. Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like.
You're 99 Paxton? No, you're not. You're not in first place, sir. 99 Paxton is tied for fourth place with 60 points, behind Uncle Lou with 70, Roomy 26, and Speaker Box 06. But fourth is still good, sir. Fourth is still good.
I never meant to call you in your sorrow. I never meant to call you in your pain. I'm the one who wants to have you laughing. I only want to see you laughing in seem to make up your mind. I think you better close it. Let me guide you to the purple rain. Purple rain. Purple rain. Woo! Purple rain. Purple rain. You know what I'm saying about up here? Come on, raise your hand. Purple rain. Purple rain.
The number's on the screen now. You can go ahead and call in. Yeah, good morning, Internet. It's Uncle Lou here. Yes, that's right. It is me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching. This is Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. This is a participation show. We need people to call in at 706-786-4481. I normally limit this show to college football only, but because I think that March Madness might be the best event in all of sports, if you want to call in and talk about March Madness, that would be fine. You can't ask me much about March Madness. I'm not a college basketball fan. I think college, as much as I love March Madness, and I think it might be the best event in all of sports, I think the regular season of college basketball is the most meaningless in all of sports. I just don't pay attention. So, you can ask me about my bracket. I made a bracket. We did a bracket challenge here on the channel. A lot of you signed up. We talk about the bracket challenge if you want. But as far as asking me which seed is going where and all that, I have no idea. All I know is Tennessee's not winning a national title. That I do know with full confidence. So other than that, but you're welcome to call in with your opinions on March Madness or your bracket or today's matchups or this weekend's matchups. I wasn't able to watch much today. The game started at 12:15, so I watched about an hour of it, or an hour and a half. But then I had to go pick my son up from school. He had a middle school soccer game on the other side of town. He had to be there at 4, so I drove him there. He did his little soccer deal. He was supposed to have practice tonight for his traveling team that he's on, but the field that they play on was in too bad of condition from the storm yesterday. It hadn't dried out or whatever the case, so they had to cancel practice. So I'm able to start the call-in show a little bit early today. So I haven't watched much March Madness. I have kept up with the scores. I watched some on my phone while I was waiting on my son's game to start. I know Tennessee beat the absolute bejesus out of somebody. Iowa, the big upset today, they lost. A lot of people had them making it far in the brackets that I've seen. I had Iowa winning today too. Iowa's the only game I've lost so far today, though. There's 3 or 4 games on now. I'll do my best to keep everybody updated on those in case, for whatever reason, you're not able to watch it right now. I'll put the scores up on the screen every once in a while. New Mexico State and UConn. New Mexico State, the 12 seed, up right now over UConn, the 5 seed, 38-24. St. Peter's is tied with Kentucky at halftime. That's a surprise. Kentucky's a 2 seed, 37-37. Kentucky probably should have been the 3 seed, and Tennessee probably should have been the a 2 seed, but whatever. Tennessee fans are really mad about that. Tennessee fans pretending to like basketball are absolutely hilarious. Their football team has been so bad for so long. They're in I'll take whatever I can get mode. And they all pretending they've been lifelong basketball fans. They do this every time Tennessee has a good basketball team. Indiana, a 12 seed, trailing to the 5 seed St. Mary's, 28-37 in the first quarter of that one. And Creighton trails San Diego State. This is an 8-9 game. San Diego State 35-24 up over Creighton. Those are the games that are going on right now. We'll put the we'll put the scores up on the screen and try to update that every couple of calls or so. 706-786-4481. 706-786-4481. Got a couple people on hold, so we'll get to the phone lines here in just one second. Not much college football news today outside of course, spring practices underway just about everywhere now. Some teams close to wrapping up spring practice. Some teams have already held their spring game, believe it or not. Georgia started practice this week. Had their first practice yesterday. Did not practice today. Held their pro day today. Darion Kendrick, a bit of a disappointment at today's pro day. Very, very slow for a corner. Ran, I think, a 4.77 in the 40. That is snail slow for a corner in the NFL. So Darion Kendrick didn't do anything today to help his draft stock. I think he'll still get drafted in a late round somewhere, mid-round maybe. But that's slow for an NFL corner. Everyone else absolutely killed it. Georgia's probably going to have 5 players drafted in the first round, which will be a record for Georgia. If they get 6 drafted, which is possible, but I wouldn't bet on it, then you're talking about record-breaking across the board there. But the rest of Georgia's players look pretty good today. Trayvon Walker has shot way up the draft boards, way up. He'll probably get taken before. If I was an NFL team, I think Nakobe Dean is the best NFL player on Georgia's defense. That's who I would take with a top 10 pick. But Trayvon Walker, to me, is right there with him. I love Jordan Davis, but in my opinion, Jordan Davis is a run stopper. I don't know that Jordan Davis can play on third downs in the NFL. And that hurts his draft stock a little bit. I mean, it's important to stop the run, and I think he'll go in the first round, I think, but late in the first round. I think Lewis Seen will go in the first round, safety out of Georgia. And George Pickens is kind of the wild card. I would take George Pickens in the first round, but I know there's some injury concerns, and that sort of slowed him down in college, but he's an absolute freak of an athlete. Can run every route, make every catch, blazing speed, prototypical size, big hands. I mean, it's really hard to find a weakness with George Pickens outside of the fact that he did blow his knee out a year and a half ago, or I guess about a year ago now. He blew it out during spring last year. So we'll see. But the draft coming up, so if you guys want to talk about the draft, we can do that. Deshaun Watson to Atlanta, is that really going to happen? We'll see. I'm not a huge NFL fan, and I don't have a favorite NFL team. I'm just a fan of players in the NFL. I have thought that the Falcons should have moved on from Matt Ryan several years ago. They haven't done it. In my uneducated opinion, when it comes to the NFL, the problem with the Falcons trading for Deshaun Watson, the Falcons don't have anything to trade for Deshaun Watson. So they're going to have to give away the farm in terms of draft picks and everything else. And what you're going to have, if that happens, is an Atlanta Falcons team with Deshaun Watson at QB and nothing else. Unless they strike gold in the draft this year or through free agency or whatever. But the Falcons don't have a whole lot of pieces to offer up. They can't trade Ridley. You know? So, I do think Deshaun Watson can be and is a really good NFL quarterback. I think he's better than Matt Ryan, and he's younger. So we'll see with that. A lot of smoke today that Falcons may trade for him today, even. We'll see. March Madness, like I mentioned. And, of course, how can we forget? Proverbs 26:11. Ohio State and Urban Meyer back together again. What could possibly go wrong? 706-786-4481 is the number if you want to talk about any of these things or whatever else happens to be on your mind. Please don't forget about the Super Chat located directly below the comments section. These live shows, direct donations is what keeps these live shows on the air. So Super Chat, PayPal, Cash App. YouTube steals half your Super Chat. PayPal and Cash App do not. But any way you choose to support the show, whether it's a direct donation, hitting the thumbs up, which hit the thumbs up if you hadn't already. Pick out a couple of your favorite Uncle Lou videos, share them somewhere. It's hard in the streets for a college football YouTuber during the off season. So any help you can give would be greatly appreciated. Let's get to the phone calls and see what it is you guys want to talk about today. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Uncle Lou? It's Ian the Hyper here.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So, I got a small question I want to ask.
All right.
So, you know how Gonzaga went to the national championship, but they lost in basketball every time they were on?
Yeah, they've never won a national title.
Yeah, I've seen they went up against North Carolina. They lost. They went up against Baylor. They lost. And I just don't know if Gonzaga will ever win one.
Well, I'm hoping they win one this year because I picked them to win it all in my bracket.
Yeah, I hope hope so too. They've been pretty unlucky from the past,
Yeah. They're loaded with juniors and seniors. They've
But
got size. They've got
that
shooters.
Deshaun
They're
Watson
good every
rumor.
year. Yeah, go ahead.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
That Deshaun Watson trade thing. 3 NFC South teams won it: Saints, Panthers, and the team you mentioned, Falcons.
Yes.
They're probably all in on Deshaun Watson.
Well, they all three need QBs, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Deshaun Watson's probably one of the best available quarterbacks in terms of trades or free agency.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they really, really want him.
And I'm pretty sure the Falcons will find a way to screw it up and not get him.
Well, I think the Saints wanted them in 2021, but they didn't get him. But maybe they'll have another chance this year.
Maybe. But let's be real. Even with Deshaun Watson, the Falcons are not a playoff team or a Super Bowl contender. I mean, the Falcons need help everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the problem if you're the Falcons. You would have to give up so much to get him. Is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, as a Titans fan, I wish them good luck.
Yeah, what do you think about the Titans cutting Julio Jones?
It pisses me off, bro.
Yeah, seems kind of weird to get him for the 1 year and then let him go, but I don't know. I feel like he's still got some years left.
I wish they kept him on longer.
Yeah. Seems strange to me. What about Baker Mayfield? Will Baker Mayfield be playing for Cleveland next year or no?
I think Baker Mayfield will still be playing for Cleveland.
Yeah, he's requested a trade, but Cleveland told him no. So, and of course, Cleveland wanted Deshaun Watson too. That pissed Baker Mayfield off. He requested a trade. Deshaun Watson said, "I don't want to go to Cleveland." So Cleveland said, "Well, sorry, Baker, we're not trading you." So it's turning into like an Aaron Rodgers Packers situation where, the quarterback
Aaron
Rodgers
be there. Just like
the difference is Aaron Rodgers is good and Baker Mayfield is hot doo-doo.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield is trash.
Yeah, he is. He's mush doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets any worse, he's going to stop stinking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that will happen.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, and I look forward to hearing from you again in the future. Thank you, sir. Dylan Deloney says, "Hey, Uncle Lou, how well did you do in the Slob Olympics?" I finished 8th, sir. I finished 8th out of 24 people in the Slob Olympics. I'm on top of the world. On top of the world. That's a great finish for your boy, Uncle Lou. I'm old. I'm out of shape. I've gained 20 pounds since last year. My legs don't work. And I finished 8th out of 24 people in the Slob Olympics. I couldn't be any more happy with how I finished. Rob Dog, thank you for hitting the PayPal link to help support the show, buddy. He says, just letting everyone know, Georgia Bulldogs, still your 2021 national champions. Facts. That's true. That's true. There is no debating that. And he sent $20.21. Thank you. Thank you, Rob Dog. Hashtag 2021 in the chat, please. Hashtag 2021 in the chat out of respect to Georgia, Uncle Lou, and Rob Dog. That would be great. Thanks, accept me. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
What's up? It's your boy, Mayhem Matthew.
Mayhem Matthew. What's up, my fellow Slob Olympian?
I'm doing great. I just really wanted to call in just to call in for no reason. But whenever you was playing that Purple Rain song, I really just wanted to go to my shower and sing it really out loud to the whole world.
You should have, and you should have recorded it and uploaded it to your channel.
Because, man, I was singing, and then my wife came in there. Can you please shut up? I'm watching a movie here. And I was like, whatever.
You know what you do when she tells you that?
What's that?
You give her one of these right here.
No, lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing LouTube, bitch.
All right. I'm going to see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think I will make it the next day.
Record that too. Record me. I mean, record you. I would love for anybody to do this. Record yourself telling your wife or significant other to shut up because you're trying to watch LouTube. And I just want to see what happens. Anybody out there that wants to record that, please record that. Send it to my email, crazyunclelou@gmail.com, crazyunclelou@gmail.com. That would be an amazing video. I want somebody to tell their significant other to shut up because they're trying to do LouTube and record the reaction. Send that to me. Thank you. Go ahead,
Well, that's
Matthew.
easy. That's an easy video to do because I don't necessarily tell her to shut up, but I tell her to be quiet a lot.
Yeah, that would be fine.
She come in here asking, "What do you want for dinner?" What? I'm like, anything. I want a hot dog. I don't care.
Right. Trying to watch LouTube over here. Yeah. You want me to tell her?
Exactly. So
you want me to tell her?
Yeah. I guess it don't matter to me.
Is she there?
But
Is she there now?
No, she went to the grocery store to get me ice cream.
That's right, she did.
But so my question is, I know you picked Gonzaga to win. How far do you have UCLA going in your bracket?
That's a good question. Let me look. I think I have them in the Final Four. Let me look, and I will tell you. What do I have? What am I doing? Where the hell is UCLA? Yes, I've got UCLA losing to Gonzaga in the Final Four.
Well, I have them winning it all, so hopefully I think there's only two people that have UCLA winning it all in your challenge, me and somebody else, but hopefully I can win it and have something to brag about. But anyways, thank you for taking my call, and yeah, if I couldn't whip any fannies at the Slob Olympics, but hopefully I can win in this tournament challenge.
We'll find out. Thank you for calling in, Mayhem Matthew. Good to hear from you, sir. Yeah, I've got making the Final Four Gonzaga versus UCLA and Arizona versus Kansas. I've got Gonzaga beating UCLA and Arizona beating Kansas, and I've got Gonzaga beating Arizona in the national title game. That's my uneducated, college football ignorant Final Four. 706-786-4481. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning. It's Nate the Great. How you doing, sir?
Nate the Great, congratulations. Your Wolverines pulled off the upset today. Guess who picked Michigan to win? Let's put my bracket back
You
up.
did?
No one believes anything I tell them. Let's see. Yes, I did. I picked Michigan to win today, and guess what, Nate?
What?
They won. Where is it? There it is.
They
Right
did,
there.
huh?
There you go. I picked Michigan to beat Colorado State.
And-
They did. I picked Tennessee to beat Longwood. They did. So what do you got going on here? Michigan versus Tennessee coming up on what is that, Saturday?
Yeah, I picked the Volatile, but because I don't think Michigan can go that far because of talent-wise, because Michigan has a lot of young talent
Right.
on the team. So basically, I'm going with experienced teams that have a lot of seniors and juniors, whatever.
Well, I'm an idiot. I
but
picked Michigan to win.
That's all right. I mean, if Michigan wins, I'll be happy. But
I have Michigan. I have
Tennessee.
Michigan losing in the next round to Villanova after they beat Tennessee.
That's
Tennessee will probably win
16.
that game, though. Tennessee looked really good today. They probably will beat Michigan, but in my bracket, I picked Michigan because I'm
yeah.
ain't got no home training.
How about what's your opinion on Kentucky and New Mexico State? because it's not really good for UConn.
Kentucky and Mexico State. What are they playing now? No, New Mexico State's playing
yeah.
UConn. So what are you talking about Kentucky for?
I mean, Connecticut.
Yeah, they're losing right now, 45-38. About 12 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked UConn. I picked UConn.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, I actually have Baylor in the Final Four and Gonzaga in the Final Four, but I might be wrong on Baylor. But I got Arizona Final Four and KU. So basically kind of close to yours, but I got Baylor in the Final Four, but
yeah,
Gonzaga's winning that one. But I don't know. Well, we'll see, because I hope Gonzaga doesn't choke like they did in the first half against Georgia State, which was miserable to watch in the first half. Gonzaga doesn't looking good when in their first half of the Georgia State game. That was brutal to watch.
Yeah.
Did you watch that game or no?
No, I haven't been able to watch much today. I've been running around since about 2 o'clock, and I got home and pretty much started this shoe right away.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping that Gonzaga goes in the Final Four, which is I think they will, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's called March Madness for a reason.
Facts. You never know what's going to happen.
Yep. Hey, thank you for taking my call, and hope to call in soon.
Well, I got to ask you something before you hang up.
Oh, what's up?
Because you're a Michigan man. Is that true?
True.
What do you think about Ohio State getting tangled back up with Urban Meyer?
It's Urban Meyer. He's stupid. He's a pervert. He's all the above.
They didn't put Urban Meyer in charge. They didn't put Urban Meyer in charge of their name, image, and likeness fund. Is that a good idea? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so. As a Michigan fan,
nothing involving Urban Meyer is a good idea. Not for the long run.
Yeah, I'm be honest to Ohio State fans. Okay, I don't like that idea, but I don't like Urban Meyer in general. So, have a good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Nate. I will do my best to have a good morning, which is usually no problem for me. Carl says there's 70 people watching and only 38 thumbs up. That's unacceptable. Thank you for pointing that out, Carl. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. It's a huge help to live shows. Doesn't cost you anything to do it. It doesn't even take you hardly any time or effort or energy. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up. There's no one on hold if someone wants to call in and talk spring practice, Urban Meyer back at Ohio State, March Madness, whatever it is you want to talk about. Call 706-786-4481, or this will just be a short, quick call-in show. The choice is up to you. What's going on with Blaylock? I haven't heard much about his injuries and how is he recovering. I remember he was only in 1 or 2 games and didn't play much. Kirby kept saying he wasn't 100%. Yeah, injuries at UGA take 2.5 years to heal for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm hoping we'll see a lot of Dominic Blaylock this year, but who knows? Look at the injuries we have now going into spring practice. Both of our top 2 tight ends are down. The two players that are projected to start this year at inside linebacker, down, not participating in spring, Reion Davis and Smile Munden. Darnell Washington out. Brock Bowers out. Bear Alexander, one of our early enrollees, he's out. I mean, the injury situation at UGA does concern me. It seems like a lot of injuries, and it seems like they never heal. Never, ever heal. I mean, so that does concern me. That does concern me. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, this is Nick.
What's up, Nick?
How you doing, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually calling in from Arkansas. Believe it or not, I'm a first time caller. I've enjoyed your content, man. You're a really cool dude and great inspiration.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in. Now, you say you're calling from Arkansas. Are you an Arkansas fan?
No, man, I'm a Georgia fan, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better. Because we beat Arkansas 2 years in a row. So.
I know. That really pissed off my grandpa. He's a huge Arkansas fan too. So
yeah, they're headed in the right direction. They're headed in the right direction.
Yeah, they are. They are. Especially the football team and the basketball team. Hell, the basketball team actually plays tonight.
Yeah, they do play. Who do they play?
They play Vermont.
Yep, that's right.
But the reason I was calling in, man,
9:20 on TNT, Vermont versus Arkansas. Yeah, facts.
The reason I was calling in, man, but you're kind of right about the whole Baker Mayfield thing. He is terrible. He is like hot garbage.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you know this.
He came out, God no good. He's full of himself. I don't know if you know this, got a big head. You can't tell him anything. You can't coach him. He already knows it all. And I heard somebody talking today, like they were saying, look, he's just not a starting quarterback in the NFL. Maybe he can make it as a backup somewhere. Let me tell you something. There's approximately a 0% chance Baker Mayfield is sitting on a bench somewhere. He'll quit. He's just too big-headed. He ain't backing nobody up. He's too big-headed. He'll just quit the league. You know, it'd be like Johnny Manziel going to coke bench or something. He'd just be gone. He's not going to be a backup.
Yeah, man, that's true. I don't know if you know this, but I watch First Take a lot, and Stephen A. Smith always says this: Baker Mayfield has more progressive commercials than wins. And I just crack my I'm so mad when he says that.
I like First Take too. I don't watch it all the time, but now I loved First Take when it was Stephen A. Smith versus Skip Bayless. To me, it hasn't been the same since Skip Bayless left ESPN for Fox, but I do watch it sometime. But I hadn't heard, and I like Stephen A. Smith, but I hadn't heard that one. More progressive commercials than what? Touchdowns? Is that what you said?
More progressive commercials than a win. And he says it every time. He said, like, it's a fact. It's a fact. Like, he ain't making that up. That's an actual fact.
Yeah.
But, man, what's your prediction on our dogs next year, man? I mean, I already know we're going to kill Oregon. I mean, Bo Nix is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's going to be loaded again. I have some concerns at the inside linebacker position just because you lose your top 3 inside linebackers to the NFL. Hard to replace that. I'm less concerned about the defensive line. I've been saying for a while, I love Jordan Davis, and he had his personality was kind of bigger than life or whatever, but I think Jalen Carter has a higher ceiling than Jordan Davis. I don't think we're going to miss a beat on the defensive line. I really don't. I think the defensive line
I don't think either, man.
And then you get Nolan Smith coming back to rush on one edge, Robert Beal coming back to rush on the other edge. I mean, Robert Beal led the team in sacks last year. Nolan Smith is a former #1 high school recruit in all of America. He'll probably be a first-round pick next year. Keely Ringo comes back. Christopher Smith comes back at the safety position. If Tyke Smith can get healthy, he didn't play at all last year. He was the #1 safety in America in 2020. We lost him to injury in the offseason. He never played. So I have 2 concerns: inside linebacker and just a hangover effect from winning the national title. It's hard to repeat as national champions. I do think Georgia will win the East at either 11-1 or 12-0, and probably have to play Alabama in the SEC title game. And once you get there, it's a roll of the dice. We'll see what happens. But it's hard to repeat as national champions.
Yeah, it is very hard. I'm like you, man. I'm not like I said. I'm not that worried about the defense. Now the offense to me has to take a huge step up.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a Stetson Bennett fan like anybody else. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. But hey, he came back. He is what he is. We say this every year.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to be more aggressive offensively this year than we were last year. I mean, it was pretty obvious the game plan last year was, the defense is going to hold everybody under 10 points. So as long as Stetson Bennett doesn't lose the game for us, we'll be fine. We need the wide receivers to get healthy. We need Darnell and Brock to be healthy. We need Dominic Blaylock back. We need Arian Smith back. They have to stay healthy. We need Kendall Milton to stay healthy and Kenny McIntosh to stay healthy. And I do think Stetson Bennett's going to have to do more this year than he did last year if Georgia wants to come anywhere close to repeating what they did last year. More of it's going to be on Stetson's shoulders, I think. Now, some of that requires these wide receivers to stay healthy. We'll see. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
That the offense is going to have to carry more of the load. If I were to put it like in a percentage term, I would give our defense about 80% of the credit for that national title last year. I think this year it's going to have to be a lot closer to 50-50. The offense is good. There's going to be a game or two that Stetson's got to win.
Yeah, most definitely, man. To me, watching that national title game was like watching. Remember how Peyton Manning was with the Denver Broncos and he took them to the Super Bowl? Technically, it was the defense that did all that.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that to me. I feel like our defense did everything. Everything. Peyton Manning, didn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
Except make the throws that he needed to make to win the game. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, without the defense, we start 0-1 last year. I mean, they scored the only touchdown of the game. Our defense scored the first touchdown of the year and the last touchdown of the year and carried us throughout the season. They let us down on the SEC title game. The SEC title game was the only game all year where we needed Stetson to put the team on his back, and he failed.
He failed. Yes,
I think there's going to be a time or two this year where he's got to do that, and he needs to be able to do that. I mean, he's been in Athens. He's been in Athens and in college since the iPhone was invented. So it's time for him to step up.
I know. I feel like he's been there fucking 7 years.
Yeah, well, 6 years. He's been there 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, I have another question. What's your take on Florida State and LSU? I think that's the week one game. Who do you think needs to win that game more?
First of all, I think I'm very excited about that game. I know Florida State has been down and LSU's had two bad seasons in a row. But anytime you get two big-name teams that don't play, that hardly ever play, anytime you get that matchup, I like that. I feel the same way about that game as I do Alabama versus Texas, which played this year too. I know Texas has been down, but don't try to tell me you're not excited to watch Alabama play Texas, and don't try to tell me you're not excited to watch LSU play Florida State. I mean, those are two big-name teams. I'm excited to see that. I think LSU has an obvious talent and coaching advantage. So I would probably go with LSU in that game. I think LSU's more talented than Florida State, and I'm a bigger believer in Brian Kelly as a head coach than I am Mike Norvell. So I would lean LSU in that game right now, but we'll see.
Yeah. Who you got win the Pac-12 South? USC or Utah?
I do think Lincoln Riley.
And I don't know why everybody's so hyped up on the USC train.
Well, I'm a buyer on USC with Lincoln Riley in a year or two. They weren't just bad last year; they were historically bad. That was the worst year Southern Cal's had in 30 years. And guess what their weak point was? Defense.
What?
They had one of the worst defenses in the Pac-12. Lincoln Riley's not fixing that in a year. He couldn't fix it in 5 years at Oklahoma.
And he brought the same defensive coordinator back from Oklahoma that he took to USC.
Right. Now, he's upgraded the talent there through the transfer portal, bringing Caleb Williams and some other guys over, and they have a good recruiting class. I think Southern Cal, with Lincoln Riley, can dominate the Pac-12 next year or the year after or for the next 4 or 5 years. But I don't know if they can win it this year. I still think Utah is going to be the best coach team in that league like they are every single year. Oregon is still talented. Arizona State's got a bunch of talent. I just don't know if Southern Cal can play at a consistent enough level to win the Pac-12 this year. And that's not a knock on Lincoln Riley or Southern Cal, because if you ask me which team in the Pac-12 over the next 5 years would I put my money on, it would be Southern Cal. I'm just not sure if it'll be this year.
Yeah. To me, man, Arizona State kind of disappointed me.
Yeah, every year it seems like. They really should have won the Pac-12 South last year going into the season if you looked at things, and it didn't work out. They're one of those teams
And
that seems to
I'm a
find a way to shoot
huge Herm
themselves
Edwards
in
fan.
the foot. Yeah, they keep coming up short. They're kind of like the Oregon. Well, Oregon's been better than Arizona State, so that's maybe not a fair comparison. But
In Arizona State, they just lost Jaden Daniels. He transferred to LSU.
yeah, the quarterback, he transferred out to LSU. LSU's got 3 quarterbacks. I don't know which one's going to play. We'll see. So yeah,
I was like, I gotta think like, damn, what does Miles Brennan do? He's been there fucking forever.
yeah. But just to wrap things up, back with the Pac-12 again, and look, we love to rag on the Pac-12 on this channel because they've just been so bad over the last few years. College football needs a team in the Pac-12 to be nationally relevant. I'm a college football fan. Georgia's my favorite team, and they always will be. But I want college football to be a healthy product, and we've got to have somebody from the Pac-12, whether it's Southern Cal, Oregon. It almost doesn't even matter who it is. We need somebody out there that can compete and make some playoffs and get people talking about the Pac-12 again. And I know we rag on them. Believe me, I'm in the front of the line there. But for the health of college football overall, we need somebody in the Pac-12 to be relevant nationally.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Heck, and for a while it was Washington. They just seemed to fucking drop off from that when they got rid of Chris Peterson.
Yeah, when he retired, that was it for them. They had a little run in the early, 2014? I think they made the playoffs in 2014, and they were
2016.
Was it 2016? Okay. And then, they were pretty good there with Chris Peterson. And, yeah, like you said, they've just kind of fallen off the map. Oregon has surpassed them up there. The Pac-12 North is a disaster, really, outside of Oregon. It's just a complete failure right now. I mean, at least the South has Utah, Southern Cal, and Arizona State, which are respectable teams right now. It's hard to find a 500 team in the Pac-12 North that's not named Oregon.
Speaking of the Pac-12 North, I got one more question, Lou.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. I saw this on Instagram that JT Daniels is interested in going to Oregon State.
I heard that too. Oregon State, West Virginia, a couple of other schools. Now, he's from the West Coast. Not from Oregon. He's from the California area. But so he's from the West Coast. So maybe that's what's attracting him to Oregon State. I'm not sure. So I'll be curious to see where he goes. He's gonna stay at UGA until he graduates and then make a decision. So he's got about another month or so, a little over. And then if he hasn't made a decision by then, he'll have to make one. He'll have to make one then. But yeah, so I was a little surprised to hear Oregon State as well.
Dude, I was too. That kind of shocked me. Like, why would you go there?
Yeah.
Man, do you think Chip Kelly's on the hot seat? This year? Yeah. If he doesn't at least skip into, I don't know, like a New Year's 6.
Yeah. If you look at what he's done or not done, you'd say, yeah, like, okay, 3-4 years, this enough is enough. I don't know that UCLA as a school cares enough. And this more than anything else is what is wrong with the Pac-12. They just don't care as much. I'm not talking about fans. I'm not talking about fans. I know there are diehard Oregon fans out there and diehard Southern Cal fans and diehard Utah fans, whatever, on down the list. I'm talking about as a conference, as individual schools, as administrations. They just don't care as much in the Pac-12 as they do other places. If Chip Kelly had done what he's done at UCLA at Florida, he'd be gone already. Or Auburn, or Georgia, or Bama, or Oklahoma, or Texas, or Michigan, or Ohio State, or Penn State. I'm not sure they care that much anymore in the Pac-12. The Southern Cal UCLA game, Google a picture of the attendance of the Southern Cal versus UCLA is a rivalry. One of the biggest rivalries in the Pac-12. There was 5,000 people there. It was sad. There are high school games. There are 100. There are 100 high school games every Friday night in the state of Georgia that have more people there than that. It's embarrassing. So I don't know. I do think the problem with Chip Kelly's an X's and O's guy. College football is about talent. College football is about talent. If Chip Kelly's not going to recruit in the top 10, he's not winning a national title. I don't care how smart he is offensively. I don't care how many plays he runs in a quarter. He can run 100 plays a game. What did he do when he was at Oregon? He ran 100 plays a game. He dominated the Pac-12, and he got his asshole exploded every time he played an SEC team that had actual talent. Talent wins. X's and O's only matters when the two teams that are playing have equal talent. That's it. Nick Saban's not the greatest coach in history because he's a defensive mastermind. He is a defensive mastermind. That's not why he's the greatest college football coach in history. He's the greatest college football coach in history because he has 13 top 3 recruiting classes in a row. That's why he's the greatest coach in college football history. That's why. Talent wins.
Well, definitely. I appreciate you taking my call, man.
All right, buddy. Good to hear from you. That was a good call. Good questions. Good conversation there. Thank you for taking the time to call in. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, what's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I watched Michigan today, and their height and length inside, I think, is going to be a huge problem for Tennessee Saturday. I mean, you probably didn't get to watch. I heard you say earlier you didn't watch much today, but I mean, those guys are big and they're athletic, and I don't understand how they it was 3 games above 500.
Yeah, I don't know enough about college basketball to break that game down. I'll have to take your word for it on Michigan's size or whatever. Tennessee clearly looked like a better team during the season than Michigan did, but sometimes matchups can be the difference in a game. Tennessee may be the more talented team, but if Michigan's a bad matchup for them, then you could be right. I don't know enough about that to say one way or the other, though. Now, would I like it if Tennessee lost? Yeah, because it would make the Tennessee fans mad. But outside of that, I don't know. I know a lot of Michigan fans who say Michigan didn't even deserve to be in the tournament this year. So I don't know. And Tennessee looked unbeatable today. Now against a nobody named Longwood. I don't even know what Longwood is. I thought Longwood was that show that everybody's talking about with Tim McGraw in it. Apparently it's not as some college basketball team, but I mean, I think they hit 9 3-pointers in the first half or something like that, Tennessee. I mean, they look really good today. So they should beat Michigan. Yeah. But a lot of times these games can come down to matchups, like you said, and I don't know about the height in that, like you're talking, but that could be something that impacts the game for sure.
Well, I got a buddy that's a Michigan fan. He's the guy I had you call at the end of the Orange Bowl.
Oh, and yeah, that's right. Yeah. Did you ever talk to him afterwards?
I've talked to him, but he'd be so mad if he knew I did that. I didn't even tell him I'd done them.
I understand.
But he's a big Michigan fan, and he keeps up with him. He thinks Tennessee's going to win big. So and he's always kind of been a Michigan homer. So I don't see it. I mean, Michigan's length. I mean, I think that's what gives Tennessee problems in hoops is length inside.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy for Kentucky was big on us, last weekend. And, speaking of Kentucky, are you watching them?
I'm not watching any game right now, but I've got them all pulled up on ESPN, and they're down by 2 right now with 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, they were looking good. I mean, so, but one more question before I let you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten at Dreamland Barbecue in Tuscaloosa?
No, and you know what? I've only even been to Tuscaloosa one time. It was about 5 years ago. It was during the summer. I literally was bored one day, And I said, you know what? I'm going to drive to Tuscaloosa, walk around their campus. I've never been there, film a video. I want to go see it. And I don't know. Oh, I remember what it was. I think I was going to go to Dreamland Barbecue. While I was walking around there, the bottom fell out. I mean, it come a storm a huge one. And I was soaking wet. And so I got in the car. I got in the car and hit the road. But I do regret that, though. Because I know that's a thing in Tuscaloosa, Dreamland Barbecue, and I do regret that I didn't. And I'll get back to Tuscaloosa for sure at some point, and that's going to be on the top of my list. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do that. That is a neat place. It's as neat as everybody says it is, and the Longhorns are going to kill that place this fall. You know.
Yeah.
When Texas comes over there, I mean, Dreamland's going to be. They're gonna it is, Texas fans. I mean, they by nature they like their barbecue in the first place, and they're gonna rip that place up.
Yeah, I hate that I didn't get to go there. When I go places, I like to go to the whatever the thing is. Like if I were ever to go to Clemson or whatever for a day or the weekend, I forget the name of the place, but there's some. I don't even know if it's a bar, a restaurant, or a combination of the two, but there's some, like every Clemson fan has been there. Are there any taters in here? Or even if you're not a tater, do you know what I'm talking about? In Huffer Billy Paul, he's in here. What's the name of that place in Clemson? Is it the something club? Or anyway, so the point is, I do regret that I didn't get a chance to go to Dreamland, because when you go somewhere like that, you want to go to the primary place that everyone talks about and knows about, and I didn't get to do it. So I need to make another trip there.
Yeah. It's neat, and I'm sure you'll make your way there someday.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your time, Lou. Enjoyed the talk.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, buddy. I really appreciate it. I had plans for 3-4 years. I was going to go to the Georgia at Alabama game 2 seasons ago, but that was the coronavirus season, and tickets were limited to like 10,000 or 20,000, whatever it was. And those tickets would have been through the roof even if they sold 100,000 tickets. So when they only sold 20,000 tickets, it priced me out. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Slim?
Oh, well, to quote a friend of ours, I'm amazing and fantastic.
Oh, good. That makes me happy. Shout out to Pigtail Pete.
I had a thought occur to me today, and you know me, I'm not one to jump, hastily into a reaction, and I'm not big on how much effect a new coach can have or a new coaching staff can have year one. Like I agree with you about Lincoln Riley. Somewhere in the next 3-4 years, he'll have them going. But I'm very high on Kevin Steele, excuse me. And, oh hell, I'm having a brain fart now. The other one they hired. His name skips me now.
A lot of people that are a lot smarter than me and you when it comes to college football are raving about the staff that Cristobal has put together down there.
Yeah, well, and that's my thing. Especially defensively, I like a lot what he's done.
Yeah,
Charlie Strong. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Oh yeah. You're talking about two guys there, Kevin Steele and Charlie Strong, who have been coaching college football in the Southeast for decades. Yes. So it's not just their coaching ability, it's recruiting. Think about all the ties they have to high school head coaches, high schools, high school athletic departments, certain areas of, and now I know, Miami fans, all we got to do is recruit to 305, but you're a realistic individual. You can't just recruit to 305. You've got to go to Georgia. You got to get a player from Louisiana. You got to get a player from whatever state, but in the Southeast. And you're talking about two guys there, Kevin Steele and Charlie Strong, who've been recruiting the Southeast for decades. And that's important.
Yeah, and specifically to that point, I think South Florida is a terrible place to go find offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Which is another place that they're in desperate need of, but they brought in a couple of transfers. Mario's already said he's wanting to bring in one or two more. And I've heard Alabama fans talk about him as an offensive line coach. So I think that's something he can get squared away.
You know what? I've never thought about that, but now that you mention it, like I know just from a Georgia perspective, most of the players that we've gotten, in fact, all the players that I can think of that we've gotten from down there have been skill position players, not offensive linemen, like you said. So I never really thought about it that way, but yeah.
Yeah, you occasionally have your Bryant McKinney or somebody like that come out of there, but a lot more defensive linemen.
You got to go out to the country and get them corn-fed dudes for the offensive line, bro. You know this.
Oh yeah.
You got to go. You got to go to you got to go to the sticks and bumblefuck Georgia to find your left tackle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, you ain't finding no left tackle on South Beach. You know what I mean?
No. But I tell you what, you will find a hell of a defensive lineman out in the sticks of Apopka, Florida.
Yeah.
I will give them that. But I don't think that we would match up to Clemson. But I think if we saw them again in an ACC championship game, I got a feeling they could give them a run for their money the second time around.
If Clemson's offense is struggling like it was last year, then anything is possible.
Yeah, because I think Tyler Van Dyke's only going to get better. I liked Gaddis from Michigan because to me it was very complimentary because you have your old veterans heading up the defense, but you got your young up and comer running the offense, and I like the contrast between the two.
Yeah.
And he's already proven that he'll completely flip his offense around to suit whatever he's got to work with, which is something they've had a problem with in the past.
Yeah.
And actually, to your point on Saban, granted, this is something only time will tell. If Mario sticks to Miami with his recruiting ability, give him a few years. He may actually put up a legitimate shot at Saban.
Yeah,
if he sticks there long enough.
I'm a big Mario believer. You know, for years I've been saying that I think Mario Cristobal is the next coach of Alabama. Now, what could happen is the same thing that happened to Dabo Swinney. I think it's possible Dabo Swinney would have replaced Saban had he not won those couple of national titles at Clemson. Now I think I think it's way less likely Dabo goes there now. If Mario Cristobal has real success at Miami, I think that will make it harder then for him to go to Alabama. But let's say Mario Cristobal gets Miami to where they're winning 10-plus games a year. Maybe they win one ACC title or two in the next 3 or 4 years. Maybe they even win a playoff game and lose in a national title game. Boy, it's going to be hard to keep him down there when Alabama comes calling. Right? That would be rough. But yeah, I've been a big believer in Mario Cristobal for a long time, and the biggest reason is his recruiting. Look at the players he was able to get to come to Oregon. How many years? He got the number one player in America, I think, twice while he was at Oregon. Kaden Thibodeau 1 year, Noah Sewell. I mean, you know how hard it is. Chip Kelly won a lot of games there, but it was a gimmick. It was an offensive X's and O's gimmick. Mario Cristobal was not recruiting or winning with gimmicks. He was recruiting or winning with talent.
And if he managed to talk those kids into going halfway across the country,
right? Because
he was coming to South Florida and pulling them out. It's a whole lot easier to get them to stay home.
Yeah.
Now, I still have questions about him as a head coach.
Right.
There's some things at Oregon that I saw I didn't like, but thinking it over more, I'm like, okay, that's his first Power 5 head coaching job.
Yeah.
Look at Nick Saban's first Power 5 head coaching job. It was terrible.
Yeah, he was losing to Indiana every year at Michigan State.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to put him on that scale, I mean, you could put him a little ahead of the curve, kind of like Kirby. Not putting him on Kirby's level or anything, but I don't know. I'm even starting to get a little optimistic about it. I'm usually very pessimistic.
Yeah, you know me. I have railed Miami when I felt like they've deserved it. and I have been praising Mario Cristobal for several years. I'm not going to stop praising Mario Cristobal now just because he's the head coach of Miami. Now, he's got to prove it to me there. He's got to prove me right, and if he doesn't, then I'm going to be on here with that whole routine with that. But I'm a Mario Cristobal fan. I think he's a really good head coach, and I think he's an excellent A++ recruiter.
Yeah. See, I could see him if he, at the very least, come year 2, year 3, if he's doing what Kirby was doing last year and just out-talenting most every team on his schedule, I'll have nothing to say about him.
Right. That's the
bad
thing.
anyway.
When you look at teams like Miami who are winning between 6 and 8 games a year on average, you first have to get to the point where you're just beating the teams that you're better than them. Like Tennessee is kind of at that point right now. Okay.
Right.
We like what you're doing with your head coach there, but now you have to beat every team that you're more talented than, or at least beat them more than you lose to them. Kirby lost to South Carolina a couple of years ago. We're way more talented than South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have those outlier games, but in general,
right,
you've got to beat the teams that you're more talented than. And then when you get to the big ones in a conference title game or a playoff situation where the talent is maybe somewhat similar or maybe you're a little less or a little more talented, that's where coaching ability. Like the only reason Georgia lost to Alabama in 2017 was head coaching ability. Saban had a lot of it.
Right.
Kirby didn't have much of it at all. I mean, we got outcoached in that game. We had a big lead. Same thing in 2018 too. So in Kirby's first 3 years as a head coach, he got outcoached twice by the greatest coach in the history of college football. Freely admit that. But you got to get to the point where, and this is any team, Texas, Miami, Florida State, Tennessee, some of these teams that have been down for a while, you got to get to the point where you're consistently beating the teams that you're more talented than. There was a 2 or 3 years in a row when Miami lost to Georgia Tech and Duke. Like, that just can't happen.
No.
Because y'all were more talented than both of those teams every time you lost to them. And that can't happen multiple years in a row. You can have the outlier, yes, but it can't happen multiple years in a row. Not to a team like Miami, Tennessee, Texas, Florida State. It just can't happen.
Yeah. And I've beat that drum every year because Miami has been the most talented team in that division every year they've been in it, and they've won it outright once.
Right. And that's the biggest problem. And I completely understand, though. We have 5 national titles. We only play for national titles. We don't care about the other stuff. I understand that. But the way college football is set up now, you're not going to get an opportunity to win a national title if you can't win your division. Now, most times. Yeah, you go 11-1,
right,
but you don't win your division. Yeah, you might get in. Alabama got in like that one time. But generally speaking, though, so like this just kind of attitude that some Miami fans have, like we don't care about winning the ACC. We only care about national titles. Well, winning the ACC is your easiest path to winning a national title. Yeah, you can win a national title without winning the ACC, but generally one goes after the other.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And honestly, to go even a step further, you brought up this point, and I bring up this point to Miami fans all the time. You've won one bowl game since 2006. How about you try winning one of those?
Yeah. And even though bowl games are less important overall now than they used to be, and it pains me to say that, but it's just a reality we're in. That's bad. That's probably something that gets used against Miami in recruiting. It's not a good look. It's kind of like Notre Dame losing every major bowl game for 32 years in a row, and you're like, how can't they just get lucky a couple of times? Like Miami can't win a bowl game. But then they draw Louisiana Tech, and you're like, oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter. They're going to beat Louisiana Tech. I mean, their bowl history doesn't matter. You go out and you get shut out 14-0. Like it's hard to understand that.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Because I don't know who's next, but I know you're capable of doing what I'm about to ask you to do. I have to take a bathroom break, which will take about 30 seconds. Instead of just dead air, can you maybe tell a slob Olympic story or something? I mean, you talk about whatever you want.
I can entertain the people.
All right, I'll be right back. Thank you, Slim.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, what's going on in the comment section? Let's see. Miami sucks. That's very original. No, Tennessee sucks. Miami's mediocre. Try again. Yeah, the 94 Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, okay. Miami's never won a Fiesta Bowl. Go figure that one. Lost to Ohio State, lost to Arizona, lost to Penn State. They have literally never won a Fiesta Bowl. Weird. I do not get it. Miami is worse than Texas A&M. No, actually, Sir UGA, I would say we're right on par because Texas A&M is guaranteed to lose 4 games a year. So, yeah, that puts us right there. Now, funny Slav Olympic story. Let's see. Oh, I tell you, at least the funniest part for me, it is completely Pigsky and Pete's fault that I came up as bad in the 40-yard dash as I did because he was literally 2 steps ahead of me. I saw him face plant into the snow, and I just could not stop laughing the entire way. Actually, I think there's a video of it somewhere. I've seen it, and I'm still laughing my ass off coming across the finish line.
Great job, sir. I knew you could do it.
Oh, anytime.
All right. Anything else on your mind today before we move on to the next caller?
I mean, I could roast a few more poor troll attempts in the comment section, but I'll leave them be for now. I'm in a good mood.
Okay. Do they need to sign up for your Troll Academy?
They really do. I keep advertising it, and none of these names that I'm looking for ever get signed up. Y'all need some help. You really do. And y'all aren't the only ones. Don't think I'm biased. I tell Miami fans they need to sign up all the time, too, because my back hurts carrying them all these years.
What do you think about...
I'm about the only one on here that can trash talk worth a damn.
What do you think about my trophy?
Oh, I thought it was an amazing trophy.
Isn't that hilarious?
I really did. And the story that went with it that you said you told on here before that I had never heard.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that something? Coach Coop. Shout out to Coach Coop. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, for a lowly little hermit, he's a cool guy.
Yeah. All right, Slim. Thanks for calling in, buddy. It was good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Y'all be good.
All right. Talk to you later. Slim Shady Canes taking the time to call in today. He's good people. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Morning, Uncle Lou. Just want to start off congratulating you on your national championship. I've been meaning to call, but I knew it'd be a while before I get in. So congratulations on the big win against Alabama.
Thank you. That's something I've worked a long time on. I put in a lot of time, effort, energy, blood, sweat, and tears. And it was good to see my hard work finally pay off. So I appreciate those kind words.
Yeah. The Jordan Davis is just he's 4'8", 40, and a lot of people don't understand that's fast for a big guy. So 2 quick questions for you. I'm a Clemson fan, and I love to troll the University of South Carolina.
Right.
And I wanted your thoughts on Spencer Rattler here.
Yeah.
I don't think that he is going to do well. I don't think they have the weapons. I don't think he might. I think he's an up and down quarterback. I don't think he's going to have a big year. Everybody's telling me how good he is, and he might be the best on the roster. But I mean, they don't. I know they have that Josh Stang guy, and they've got they've got one other good slot guy. But do you see him? Do they have enough weapons for him?
Probably
we're
not.
talking about your little brother here.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, now my opinion on Spencer Rattler, I think Spencer Rattler is a extremely talented quarterback. I think the majority of Spencer Rattler's problems lie between his ears. He's a little big-headed. He's a little cocky. He's a little arrogant. He's got a little bit of you can't tell me what to do in him a little. If anybody watched that QB1 show or whatever he was on, he didn't do himself any favors on that on that show. With that being said, though, if he can kind of swallow some of that, I mean, he's the most talented quarterback South Carolina has ever had, period. I mean, Connor Shaw, whoever, I don't know how far you want to go back to the early 2000s, Steve Tannehill with the mullet, whoever you want to name. He is by far the most talented quarterback. He's the first 5-star they've had, I believe, since Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, he's extremely talented, and so for South Carolina to get him, I think that's a big deal.
Well,
now,
you got to remember,
and
this is
that's going to be the issue. The talent around him is going to be the issue. I do think he's really good. He may put up decent numbers at South Carolina or whatever, but as a team, they're not winning the East, not this year.
It's interesting you said that's, they signed 2 5-stars and they're not doing well. They've got Jordan Birch, a guy who was LSU. They had to fight LSU
and Georgia,
and they signed Zach Pickens.
Yeah,
and Zach Pickens, and they've not. And I tell South Carolina fans, kind of back to the video that you did, that if you don't get these 5-stars, first, second round picks, that looks bad on your university. And so it'll be interesting. I think South Carolina was a one-hit wonder. That's just my opinion. I think of all the teams in the East, I think they're going to take a step back next year, and that's just not because I don't like them. I just that's my honest assessment. And just wanted to kind of get your thoughts and thank you for your time. But just wanted to get your thoughts on South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm going to let you go and talk a little bit more about that right now. I'll start with Spencer Rattler, like you said. I do think Spencer Rattler has, like, his ceiling is almost unlimited. He's got to get it together, kind of between his ears. He's got to, I think, be a better teammate than he was at Oklahoma. And sometimes a change of scenery can do that. I actually watched an interview. Was it yesterday or the day before? Now, this interview actually took place several weeks ago, but I just happened to see it yesterday. And it was his media interview at South Carolina. He was saying all the right things. He did not look like the quarterback we all remember from QB1. He did not look like the quarterback that was pouting on the sidelines at Oklahoma. Sometimes a change of scenery can, or getting benched, can be a wake-up call, for people. And, he was a 5-star for a reason. Everybody wanted him for a reason. He's got a lot of talent. The issue, I think, if you're a South Carolina fan, is even if he lives up to all that, what are you left with? Ole Miss from last year? I mean, how good was Matt Corral last year? And then how good were the pieces around him? Well, it was good enough to go 10-3 or whatever it was, right? And then you got Shane Beamer, first-year head coach last year, overachieved. South Carolina beat every preseason projection anyone put out last year. I mean, you can't just overlook that. And that was with a quarterback who was holding a clipboard on the sideline and washing jock straps in mid-July. And then because of injuries, he was forced to basically come out of retirement, put a helmet on, and play QB. So I think to completely dismiss the impact of Spencer Rattler to South Carolina in year 2 under Shane Beamer is a mistake. I don't think they're going 11-1 or 12-0 or winning the East or the SEC or anything like that. But I think they look around the SEC East. What are your expectations for Florida? What are your expectations for Tennessee, Kentucky? That's who South Carolina is competing with, not Georgia. They're not winning Georgia's winning the East. Can South Carolina finish second? I mean, that would be a big accomplishment in Shane Beamer's second year, would it not? With Spencer Rattler, who could potentially then come back for another year if he chose to. So I wouldn't dismiss it completely. Sir UJ, thank you for hitting the Cash App link to help support the show. I really appreciate that. That's a big help. So thank you. He says, hashtag UGA National Champs 2021. That's a fact. That's a fact, and it's not up for debate. They can't be argued. It can't be denied. That's just reality as we know it right now. Right now, Georgia are your college football national champions, so that's 100% true there. Thank you for helping to support the show, sir. I really appreciate it. Not sure if they're still in here, but there was a troll account called Uncle Lou's COVID test or whatever it was. I've only ever taken one COVID test. It was the rapid test, and it was negative. I took it at a doctor's office, and it was negative. I was really, really sick at the time. But the only reason I went to the doctor to get the rapid test is because this was on Christmas Eve. And I didn't want, if I had COVID, I didn't want to spend all day on Christmas going from house to house around elderly people and things like that with the potential of making someone else sick. I wanted to know what I had. So that's the only reason I even went and had the test done. But it was negative. Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Again, he says, Eddie and I are going to make a Dan Mullen video this weekend. I think you'll love it. I never get tired of Dan Mullen videos, ever. Yeah, Colby, I can't, tomorrow and Saturday, my son has soccer games. Sunday, I have nothing. So I'm thinking about doing a Patreon stream on Sunday. We'll watch some March Madness games on Sunday. How'd that be? So all of you guys and gals that are over on the Patreon page, I'm going to be watching. Sunday will be the first day I can just sit around and watch March Madness. Tomorrow I've got some things to do. Saturday I got to go out of town. My son's got an out-of-town game on Saturday at 3 o'clock in Columbia, South Carolina. So I've got to leave here about 12:30. I won't be back till 5 or 6, that kind of thing. But Sunday I can do it. I can watch a lot of March Madness. So why don't we do Sunday, Colby? I'm not exactly sure on the time yet. I think the games start around 12:15. So if that's the case, that's about when I'll start the stream then. And we'll hang out for a couple hours and watch some of the early games on Sunday for March Madness. If you're not signed up on the Uncle Lou Patreon page and you want to be, there's a link in the description that will take you over there. You can take a look around, get yourself signed up. You can hang out with us on those Patreon streams. They're a lot of fun. I do a ton of those Patreon streams during the football season too. So click the link, check it out. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
How's it going, Lou? Bluegrass Sports Media.
Hey, man, it's been a while. Hold on. Let me give you an update here. Looks like you're in overtime. Overtime, up by 2. What? How's that possible?
Lou, we may get beat by the fucking Peacocks. And I thought Peacocks was where fucking Yellowstone was housed, not a fucking basketball team. It's ridiculous.
It's worse than you think. You're about to get beat by Peter.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Sorry. What was that?
St. Peter's. You're about to get beat by Peter.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel worse than the Deshaun Watson victims.
Oh, God. Damn. Okay, you went there.
Yeah. But yeah, this is terrible. I'm at the risk of all my reputation being gone, Luke. This is really bad.
Yeah, not a good look for.
It looks like Kentucky's going to hold up and win, but
we'll see.
Yeah. But yeah, Kentucky not looking great so far this tournament year. But it is survive and advance, so this game really doesn't mean anything if we win.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one's that close, to be honest with you. It's very rare a 15 beats a 2. Kentucky just scored again. They're up 75-71 now. I know I'm probably behind those of you that are watching on TV or whatever. I'm getting the update on ESPN, but just trying to keep everybody updated that maybe is not watching at all. But they're up by 4 now, 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go in overtime. How did this game, were you watching, how did this game go to overtime? Was it a last second shot by somebody to tie it up or what?
So Kalen Grady hit a 3 to put us up by 2, and then they got the ball back and scored, and there was 21 seconds left on the clock. We couldn't hit a shot, and it went to overtime.
Okay. Let's see if Kentucky can hold on here. I picked Kentucky to win in my bracket, so I'll go ahead and pull for Kentucky here the last couple of minutes of this game. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody picked Kentucky to win in their bracket.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You're out on a really thin limb if you picked Peter to beat Kentucky here.
Yeah, but your limb may come through. I mean, hell.
You never know.
Crazy.
75-72 now, so they must have hit a free throw.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about the Tennessee kid, or he's not? I guess he's not from Tennessee. The quarterback that 5-star is going to Tennessee.
No, what 5-star quarterback going to Tennessee?
So there's supposed to be a 5-star quarterback. He's like the 3rd-rated quarterback in the country, and he's going to Tennessee. He's getting like an $8 million NIL deal. He's a 2023 kid.
2023. I don't know. I'm gonna look that up right now. 24/7 Sports. 2023 Q. Let's see who the heck. Anybody in the comments?
His name's like
know
unpronounceable. Oh my God.
Nicholas Ayamamalamaleva. Yeah, I see this here. Yeah, look at this. Now this would be great for my YouTube channel. Nicholas Lamalevea. Or whatever this is. Yes, this would be great. From Long Beach, California, 5-star, 3rd-rated quarterback prospect in the 2023 class. Right now, a 100% prediction to Tennessee.
Yeah, I heard that he has an NIL deal that's going to pay him upwards almost like $8 million.
Yeah. Look at this clown, though. Is he going to do anything? How does he put a helmet on? Is that a woman? That looks like the Black Sarah Fuller. I guess they're taking a Clemson approach. We just signed a QB that's got the hardest name to pronounce.
I don't know. I mean, it didn't work out for Clemson, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. That's true.
My thought process is, if they are really paying him $8 million, I mean, what's the salary cap you have? Because if you pay a quarterback $8 million, what are you going to have to pay the rest of the receivers and everything?
You bring up a good point. I don't know.
Because we know Texas A&M has a $30 million or $26 million number 1 overall recruiting class. $8 million for a quarterback seems kind of steep.
Does seem steep. They might be over the salary cap. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Kentucky's up by 1. Kentucky's up by 1. What is happening?
No, that's not.
All right, I got to let you go so we can keep up with the rest of this game here. Well, good luck. We'll see what happens. Thank you for taking the time to call in. All right, nobody else is on hold, so I'm going to turn the phone lines off, but I'm going to keep the show going until the end of this Kentucky game. Let's see, Gamecast. Let's go with this. 76-75. Kentucky's up by 1. 2:05 to go in overtime. Looks like St. Peter has the ball. The Peacocks. That might be worse than the Gamecocks. I don't know. 1:45 to go now. 76-75. Kentucky's on top. I could turn the game on TV and give you the updates in real time. Maybe that's what I'll do. What channel is this game on? Is this on CBS or anything like that? Or let's see. Hell going on here. March Madness. What did he say? Survive and advance. Survive and advance, he says. All right, let's turn this thing on here. Oop, nope, didn't want to do that. Wanted to do that. Yep, there you go. St. Peter has taken the lead, 77-76, with 1:45 to go. That's according to ESPN. I'm turning the game on now, though, so I can give you a more real-time update here. Gotta figure out what channel it's on. Anybody in the chat know what channel somebody in the chat tell me? CBS. Okay, CBS. Gotcha. All right, CBS. Good. Here we go, right there. All right, I got the game on TV now. I'll keep it on the screen too, but the TV is probably going to be a little bit ahead. 77-76, 1 minute to go. St. Peter scores again. They take a 3-point lead. Kentucky's got the ball. 55 seconds to go. Timeout called. St. Peter's just hit another a bucket there to, what was this? Nice pass, too. 2 nice passes. Hit a layup right underneath the basket. 3-point lead for St. Peter over Kentucky with 56.1 seconds to go. 56.1 seconds to go. 79-76. St. Peter on top of Kentucky. Kentucky's a basketball school. You know that? So we'll see what happens here. Remember, Kentucky fans, no matter what happens in this game, you still have Mark Stoops. Timeout in the game now. St. Peter up by 3 over Kentucky. 56.1 seconds to go. See what Kentucky can do here. I hope this doesn't turn into one of those things where somebody is fouling 10 times over the last minute. And you know what I'm saying? That's the bad thing about basketball in a close game. It can take 15 minutes to play the last 1 minute, you know. Hopefully we don't get into a situation like that. Kentucky trails by 3. They have the ball. Coming out of a timeout now. Winner of this game will play the winner of Murray State and San Francisco. Is that what that said? Kentucky to inbound now. Backcourt. Top of the key. Dribble. Pass down to the top of the key. Blocked! St. Peter's blocked the shot. Goes out of bounds, though. They said off of... They're saying it was off of St. Peter, and they're giving the ball to Kentucky. I don't know if they're going to review this, or... It did look like number 14 for St. Peter's might have knocked it out. It looked like number 14 for St. Peter's knocked it out of bounds. That's what it looked like to me. They're reviewing it now. So, yes, this is going to take 15 minutes to do the last 1 minute of the game. It looked like that number 14 right there punches at the ball. Oh, no, he didn't hit it. On that angle, it looks like he didn't hit the ball. I don't know what they're going to do here. Let me take a look at the comments. What do y'all think in the comments? Who are they going to give the ball to here? Who are they going to give the ball to here? God, on that angle, it looks like it's off the Kentucky player, number 12. On that angle, it looks like Kentucky knocked it out. I don't know what they're going to do here. They called it Kentucky on the floor. Official review now. From the first angle, it did look like St. Peter's knocked it out, but from the second angle, it looked like Kentucky knocked it out. Probably going to be St. Peter's ball, would be my guess here. If I was reviewing it, I would give the ball to St. Peter's. They're up by 3, 42 seconds to go in overtime. Oh, now see on that angle, he did touch it. Look, now on that angle, he touches it with his fingers. Long ass minute bowl fingers there. Who remembers minute bowl? Long ass minute bowl looking fingers. On that angle, now it looks again like it's going to be Kentucky's ball. This is tough here. If I was the official, I would probably let the call on the floor stand. I wouldn't rule one way or the other. The referees on the floor ruled it Kentucky's ball. That's probably the way I would go. Now, on that angle, it looks like Kentucky hit it out. Every different angle, it looks like somebody else knocked it out. So I don't know what they're going to do here. I know it's taking a way too long, though. Kentucky hits it there. Yeah, I guess the other guy never hit it. Yeah, God, now it looks like St. Peter's ball. I don't know what they're going to do. I guess I would give the ball to St. Peter's. Most of the angles look like Kentucky knocked it out. Most of the angles look like Kentucky knocked it out. Yeah, looks like they're giving it to St. Peter's. I think that's probably the right call. 42.3 seconds to go. Kentucky trails by 3 in overtime. Round 1 NCAA tournament. St. Peter's to inbound now. They get it in. Full court press by Kentucky. A trap. St. Peter's gets it across half court. Setting up their offense now. A steal by Kentucky. What did they call? A foul? Yeah, they called a foul. I thought it was a steal, but they called a foul. Not going to review that, I guess. Oh, yeah, that was a reach around. Tapped him right in the belly button. Three-point game. St. Peter's shooting free throws. First one is good. They're up 4 now, 80-76. 31.6 seconds to go. 4-point game. Kentucky the 2 seed, St. Peter's the 15 seed. It'd be a big upset here. Anybody know how much Kentucky was favored by? Second free throw, good. St. Peter's up by 5, 30 seconds to go. Kentucky brings it down. Three-point attempt. Good. Buries it. 2-point game. Buried it right from the top of the three-point key. The 3-point line. Timeout called. 2-point game. 81-79. Clutch shot there. Clutch shot. Buried it. Money. 81-79. St. Peter's up over Kentucky. 21.6 seconds to go in the first overtime. St. Peter's the 15 seed, looking to knock off the 2 seed. Kentucky would be a big upset. I don't even know where St. Peter. Where is St. Peter's? It's the St. Peter's Peacocks. Where's that even at? St. Peter's. Sounds like a Catholic school. Has to be. Anything with the word Peter Pecker in it's got to be Catholic. That's just a fact. St. Peter's to inbound now after the 3-pointer by Kentucky. Full court press again. Fouled right away that time. 20 seconds to go. St. Peter's up 2. 81-79. They're going to go back to the free throw line. This is how the last minute of these basketball games last an hour. Let me switch the screen up for a second so I can see the comments. Oh, they're from Illinois. Okay, they're saying St. Peter's is from Illinois. Nope, now somebody else says St. Peter's is in Jersey City, New Jersey. Some people are saying Illinois, some people are saying New Jersey. I don't have any idea. 82-79. They made the first 3 throw. 3-point game now, 20 seconds to go. Second free throw, good. 4-point game, 20 seconds to go. Kentucky inbounds the ball. They push it down court. Looking for a three. The shot is up. No good. St. Peter's gets the rebound. Fouled right away with 7.4 seconds to go and a 4-point lead. Couple of free throws here, and it's just about over. Well, hell, it's just about over now. It's just about over now. 4-point lead, 7 seconds to go, and getting ready to shoot 2 free throws. Good-looking shot, just hit off the back of the rim. St. Peter's rebounded it. They were fouled right away. Guy's got a ridiculous mustache. Shave that shit, son. Shit looks silly. You didn't pick St. Peter's, Colby. Stop it. Did you really? I don't believe that. 83-79. St. Peter's up by 4 over Kentucky. 7.4 to go. St. Peter's free throw. First one is good. 5-point game. 84-79. Second free throw coming up. If Mustache hits this one, it's pretty much a done deal. Money. 6-point game. 85-79. Here comes Kentucky. They bring it down court. They got to get up a quick shot. Here it comes from NBA range. No good. St. Peter's rebounds. That's going to be the game. Game over. Kentucky goes down in the first round of the NCAA tournament. A 2 seed loses to a 15. That'll hurt a lot of people's brackets there. Kentucky soaking up the tears here. 85-79. St. Peter's beats Kentucky in Indianapolis. East region, first round. Now, how is that possible? Very rare to see a 15 beat a 2. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Big shout out to everybody for tuning in tonight. I had a good time. Great calls today, too. Great calls today. The next call-in show will be Tuesday. And I want to talk some spring football. I know we'll still have March Madness going on, but let's talk some spring football next week. Almost, I think everybody now has started spring practice. Let's talk some spring football. Position battles. What are you curious to see about your team during the spring? Let's talk some spring football next Tuesday on the call-in show. Thank you to Dylan Deloney and Slim Shady Canes for hitting the super chat to help support the show. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Sir UGA. He was kind enough to hit me up on the Cash App today to help support the show and the channel. And over on the PayPal, Rob Dog. My man. Hashtag 2021 Rob Dog. You already know. You already know. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday night. Tomorrow is Friday. Have a great weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe if you're out and about or doing anything tonight. Don't get yourself in any trouble. We don't need that. And I'll see y'all tomorrow morning on my second channel for the morning show. The second channel is called Uncle Lou on LouTube. If you're not subscribed over there, go ahead and do it now. We do a morning show over there 4 days a week at 8 a.m. So check us out over there. We have a lot of fun. I love you guys, and we'll do it again real soon. Have a good morning.